Have you ever wondered why life just continues to get more and more and more expensive, regardless of how much effort you put into building your savings account? And maybe you do have a big savings account, but it just can't buy you the same as it did last year. Like maybe you're even getting a raise at work, or maybe you got a better job, or maybe you convince your partner to work as well. So now you've got two incomes. But no, life continues to get more expensive. You go to the grocery shops, like my wife the other day, she bought, I'm just going to run in and buy a few things. $90 leaves my account. I'm going, she must have bought heaps. She comes in, she literally bought a few things. How is it $90, bro? Like, I can't afford that. I'm on like $1,000 a week, man. Like, this is cooked. And it's even to the point where people don't even want to have big families. People are scared of kids, man. People are scared because they think kids will suck your bank dry. But there's actually a reason for that. And it wasn't always like this. You used to be able to have just the man working. He'd work just 38, 40 hours standard week, and you could have your wife at home with the kids, growing a big family. I'm talking like 4 or 5 kids here. And on just the husband's wage alone, you would be able to afford that, and you'd be able to pay off your house in 20, 25 years. I'm not talking about having a Lamborghini, all the most fancy things, a Rolex, all the fancy holidays. I'm talking about just a nice average life, the American dream, the Australian dream. You used to be able to have that, and that was like 20, 30 years ago. So what actually has gone wrong? And so I just want to talk about now. It is the dollars we are using that are broken. We are on what's called a fiat dollar. And so basically a fiat dollar is backed by nothing. It is backed by thin air. Thin air is kind of good, I guess. It's got absolutely no value. And so there's no auditing on how much they can print. There's no proof of how much is already in the system or how much they've dumped. But how we can find it and how we actually expose it is in the prices around us. So example, I'll go to the grocery shop. Eggs went from $2 for a carton to $3, then $4, now $5. And it's not because there's an egg shortage or problem with the chickens or anything like that. It's because there's been so much capital dumped into the economy and it has to go somewhere. So it's going to go into things like eggs, or it's going to go into things like milk, and eventually even get down to the crappy foods like processed foods like cereals, like even cereals, which are just essentially just sugar and chemicals. Even they are going up. So obviously there's so much money in the system. Like look at houses. A crappy house in my local area is now like 500, 600 grand. And it used to be like 100 grand, 200 grand 20 years ago. And so it's not because that house has gotten any better or all this nonsense. It's because money has to go somewhere. And these magnets, like a house, is one of the biggest money magnets possible. People see it as an investment. People see it as a store, like a store of value. And so they're going to buy more houses than they need, not just for utility, not just for a shelter over their heads. And they're going to send housing up through the roof. And so they price out the average Australian that's like 18, 20 years old. And so we're now seeing people live with their parents till 25, 30. Like that's average now. People don't want to move out. People are share housing. And so it wasn't always like this, is what I'm trying to say. You used to be able to just have one person working and then have a big family and live comfortably. So yeah, our dollar's broken, man. Like we used to be on a gold standard before 1971. So anytime we wanted to print money or expand how much money was in the system, we would have to get the gold to back it. So it actually really restricted the government. It kept the government semi-small. And so now that we've gone off the gold standard, we're seeing, they can print as much as they want. And anyone that's closest to the money printer is obviously going to benefit the most. And who is that? It's not me. It's not you. It's the elites, man. Like these are at the top of the food chain people. And now they're not good people, and they didn't get there on their own accord and actually do anything respectful. They essentially just got into power through corruption, and they now have the ability to print as much money for themselves, for their family, for their friends, anyone around, and we have to pay the price. And how do we pay the price? Is by absorbing the devaluation of the dollar. So we have to absorb the fact that, hey, swallow this pill. It's actually that your savings account is going down. And the amount of money, the amount of things that you can buy is going down every year. Like I'm sick of going to work, trading my time and energy for something that another man can print. Once I learnt that, that's what led me to Bitcoin. The biggest difference is that Bitcoin has a 21 million supply cap. There's only ever going to be 21 million. 2140 will be the last time Bitcoin is mined. And so we have till then to essentially get as much as possible before it's too late. Now, there's no government, no central bank, no one that can create more. It is baked into code, cannot be changed. So this fixed supply is hard coded and unchangeable. Bitcoin is also decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by a single entity. So not a single person, a CEO, a business, a government, a country. It's decentralized. It's owned by the people, run by the people, and it benefits the people. So 70% of Bitcoin supply is held by individuals. It's the only asset class that a poor person can enter at any time with any amount and benefit from. It's awesome, bro. It's like literally neutral. Poor or rich, it will benefit you. It's not so it's not controlled by a single entity. It is global, borderless, and can be divided into tiny fractions called satoshis. So Bitcoin can be divided by 100 million. So just get yourself some satoshis. Don't worry about Bitcoin. Worry about satoshis. Making it easier to save, transfer, or even split among family members. So it's so good for something like inheritance. Because if you had a huge gold bar, right? Gold bar, and you're like, that's it. I'm giving my kids my inheritance. I'm about to die. I'm cooked. Hey, Jerry. Oh, what? You're living in India now. Oh, frick. Well, I'm in Australia. I'll try and send you this gold bar. All right, I sent it. Oh, what? It got confiscated. It's like you can't send gold bar across the country for old mate Jerry in India, mate. It's like, well, his name wouldn't be Jerry if he's in India, but yeah. And so gold sucks. Like gold's not portable. It's not divisible. You can't just cut a little bit of gold and go, here's $1 of gold, mate, because he's going to go, that's not even accurate. You've cut off me 80 cents. You've missed 20 cents. Can you just add a little bit more on there? And then they have to verify it. They have to melt it down, make sure it's pure. Bitcoin is so verifiable. Like it's so public and you can just verify it instantly. And it's just legit, bro. It's legit. And yeah, because of its scarcity, Bitcoin is designed to hold its value and potentially grow in value over time. And so 50, 60%, these are the sort of years we just see on average. It's just average for Bitcoin to do 50, 60%. Like why would you not save in something that its average is 50 to 60%, not just in a good year? It is like an average of 50, 60% is the best performing money or asset or currency, digital property, digital gold that we've ever seen. So it makes it a powerful tool for protecting your savings from inflation and currency devaluation. They can't print Bitcoin, and so they can't just inflate your Bitcoin away. So Bitcoin's as a savings tool. Let's look at how real families are using Bitcoin as a savings tool. So literally people are setting aside Bitcoin for their kids when they've just been born. Maybe they want to have some kids in the future, or maybe their kids are young. They're setting aside Bitcoin as like a college fund, or they're setting Bitcoin aside for their kids' first car, first house. And the reason that they can do this is because the rate that Bitcoin grows, you can set aside such a little amount for your kid for the future, and it's still going to be such a benefit and grow and outperform anything like holding normal dollars as pocket money or trying to buy them something in the stock market. All that is of the old TradFi system. We are leaving that now because that system sucks and it's cooked and it's backed by an illusionary dollar. It's backed by thin air. Bitcoin is backed by energy and electricity. It requires real world things, physical properties combined with digital properties, and it makes Bitcoin. So you could dollar cost average every week. You could say, like, I'm going to set aside for when I have kids, literally $10 a week for Jerry, Terry, and Mary. And they're all going to just be growing their Bitcoin stack without even knowing it. Do you think they have any idea about Bitcoin? No. They're literally just sharting all day and sleeping like that and crying. Like they don't know what's going on. Psych, you turn 18, boom. I'll buy you your first house with Bitcoin. I'll buy you your first car. I'll help you out. I'll do it in a way that you're not just spoiled, but if you can prove to me you deserve this, maybe you know, prove to me you're going to be this career genius and all this nonsense. Like you're not going to get it in a spoiled way. I'm just talking like it actually gives you a chance to set your kids up for the future. And it's just really cool. Like set aside a little bit of Bitcoin for your kids now, and they're going to thank you for it when they turn 18 or 20 and they can access it. So it creates Bitcoin creates financial ease for families. If you just choose to save in Bitcoin, that's all you have to do. You don't have to become a full-time investor. You don't have to try and day trade. You don't have to try and pick the best company and pick the best crypto and pick all this. You literally just buy Bitcoin, save in Bitcoin, treat it like a savings account, sell it when you need it, spend it when you need it, whatever. Just trade your crappy dollars for a better dollar, basically. Trade it for better money. Money with a finite supply. So one of the biggest reasons couples hesitate to have more children is the fear of financial strain. The cost of food, housing, education, and healthcare just keep rising. But what if your savings could actually keep up with or even outpace those rising costs? Outpace inflation. Because Bitcoin is scarce and has historically increased in value over time, saving in Bitcoin helps families stay ahead of inflation. That means you can plan for a bigger family with more confidence, knowing your savings are working harder for you. They're growing over time, not just losing value over time. Plus, Bitcoin is easy to transfer, split, or inherit, making it simple to support your kids or pass on wealth, no matter where they live in the world. That's what I was talking about before. If you want, I've got a real estate empire, I'm going to give it to Jerry in India. It's like, how are you going to send that over to him, mate? Like, he doesn't want to come back to Australia or America. He wants to live over there. Like, it's cooked, mate. You could just send them Bitcoin if you want. Like, this is way better inheritance, man. And it's going to appreciate more than real estate or appreciate more than gold. So how do you get started? First, you don't need to go all in. All in is a bit scary. Like, you will eventually put everything you can into it because you'll understand why you should. But right now, even allocating a small portion of your savings to Bitcoin can make a difference over time. Consider setting up a regular purchase plan, maybe weekly or monthly, so you're buying Bitcoin consistently regardless of price, and so you can average out your buy price. You don't have to buy the highs and buy the lows. You just buy it regardless, no matter what, weekly or monthly, and it will average out your buy price. So that's called dollar cost averaging. Make sure to store your Bitcoin securely, either in a trustworthy exchange at first. Just get on an exchange first. I recommend Caleb and Brown Exchange. They're a Melbourne-based crypto exchange, but they serve US clients as well. And they're extremely secure and safe, and they will help you through the whole process. They're like a brokerage account. So they'll onboard you effortlessly, help you smash buy big amounts of Bitcoin if you want. And it's really good for someone that's never bought Bitcoin or crypto before. So go with those guys, Caleb and Brown. And then once you have created, once you've understood Bitcoin more, understand where it's all headed, understand that you want to hold this thing forever, you're going to want to look at buying hardware wallets. And I recommend Cold Card, Blockstream Jade, or the Passport, Foundation Passport. 3 of the best hardware wallets you can look into buying. So buy them now if you can, and then just learn how you're going to set those up. Make sure you only practice with small amounts. Make sure it's all working before you transfer and withdraw from an exchange. Caleb and Brown has free withdrawals. So hold your money there until you're ready for hardware wallet, and then you can literally withdraw them for free from Caleb and Brown. And they will help you in that process too. And then don't forget to involve your kids. So teach them about digital money and responsible saving. It's a great way to prepare them for the future. So start teaching your kids now, like, what that actually looks like. Hey guys, if you can save your $5, $10 that I give you in pocket change in Bitcoin, it's going to grow over time. And eventually you'll be able to buy your own car. Try and teach them that it's actually, you can put off the now. You don't need to buy that lollipop. You don't need to buy that coffee or coffee for a kid, that hot chocolate. You can put that away, and it will be worth something in the future. Teach them a long-term time horizon. Still give your kid a lollipop and a hot chocolate every now and then though. Conclusion. So basically, to sum up, Bitcoin isn't just an investment. It's a new kind of savings technology. You don't actually, I wouldn't even call it an investment. Investment requires skill and effort and all this nonsense. It's like, this is just savings, man. Just trade your crappy dollars for a better money. Just treat it like that for now. It has a fixed supply and resistance to inflation. Make it an ideal way to protect your family's financial future, no matter how many children you have or where life takes you. If you want your savings to work harder for you and your family, consider learning more about Bitcoin. So just look into Bitcoin, guys, because it will completely change your life. Like, I am 21 and I'm probably going to I want to have a kid potentially at the end of next year. And you're thinking I'm crazy. But it's because I know that my finances are intact, growing, I know where this thing's headed. I know I'm going to be okay financially. I know that I can have my wife just at home full time. That's what she really wants to do. And that's what I want her to do too. I want to go back to that traditional lifestyle of having kids at home, giving your wife a choice to go have a career. Most wives, if you find out your girl doesn't actually want to work, she actually just wants to be home with her kids. She enjoys baking and going outside and walking with their kids, going to the park, enjoying the day with their kids. They don't want to send their kids to childcare or daycare. They want to be with them full time. They don't want other people being their parents. So at the end of the day, I'm just a wholesome bloke, man. And I think Bitcoin allows me to do that. So if you guys found this video helpful, please scan the QR code, send me some Satoshis. Or if you don't know how to do that, then just leave a comment, a like, share it around, get some traction, and appreciate you guys watching. Cheers.